Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today I have the long-awaited video that I've been desiring to make for you for so long, which is my free program template explanation. I'm going to be doing a little screen recording, which is going to go through each part of the template to hopefully explain it fully to you and help you have insight on how to use it. Everything you need is in the description box below. The links to get it, how you need to download it, how to edit it, is all down there. So please take a look, please download it and use it. I've allowed lots of mums to use it and they have found it super helpful. Not only does it inspire them so much in their homeschooling because it breaks everything down, it connects them easily to their state syllabus, and it also really blows away all the authorized people who come to visit it. It's a super simple template that can hopefully take out any drama for you in creating a program and give you something straightforward to copy and paste and fill out for your own personal child's needs. Let's go take a look. Alrighty, welcome to our free template. So when you sign up with your email, you'll be getting this template, which has notes all the way through it, which you can delete and edit. That's why we use this program. And it'll also be accompanied by a filled out program to just give you a lot of ideas, inspiration, and understanding. Now, let's jump over to for you. So when you first receive the link to be able to get this, you actually need to sign up to Notion yourself. Now, you don't need to download anything. It's completely free. It's just creating a small login. But the reason that this is needed is because I can't just give you a PDF because we want it to be editable. So I use Notion for both my program and my record keeping, which I'll have a further video to show you how to do that. So you'll need to sign up through Notion to be able to do it yourself also. So you'll follow those links, you'll set up a free Notion, and then you'll be able to keep going. All right, so once you get the link from me, what you're going to do is you're actually going to have to, up in the corner, click a button that says share over here, and then you'll be able to save it to your own Notion profile, and then you'll be able to edit it. Literally copy and paste, delete, change your names, all the things you need to do. The purpose of this is not to do the work for you, but it's to give you a template that is super helpful and gives heaps of examples of what you can do so that you've pretty much got it all laid out for you, and then you can do kind of a little bit of the hard work, but it's completely customized to your own child, which is what the authorized person wants to see. So you can change this title of free program template to, I would write, add in a name, Billy's program for year 6, whatever it's going to be. Now, I like to include a heart or aim for my child for the year. I've written an example that you can fill in this space to be things that your family values, the kind of culture you want to hold. Like, we want to have an outdoor schooling this year. We want to focus on science because that's my child's interest. We want to see our child grow in character in this area of their life that they struggle in. Whatever it may be, you'll write your heart and your aim there. Now, I've got a timetable here. I've obviously given a morning, lunchtime, afternoon, and nighttime, but you, again, can edit this. You could include just a morning and an afternoon. You could have one bar across here and it just be one thing that you show them you're going to do on each day without even splitting the time zones. I find this super helpful because the kids do their schooling in the morning session of each day when we're not out, and then they do specific things in the afternoon, like outside time, rest time, maths. We write in when we go to ballet or we go to soccer or we meet up with our homeschool group. We've got it all written here, and that helps them understand that you have booked aside time in your life to be very proactive in school, which is, again, what they want to know. Now, I've got a notes section here, which I write, this is what is in our morning basket. This is what we do when we do our Bible reading. This is what the kids do in rest time. They listen to audiobooks, which is great for their development in these areas. I write some notes to show a little bit more intentionality in my timetable. Now, what we're wanting to do, the main focus of this program is, one, to give you some really good kind of stand posts for the rest of the year, to have great ideas on here that you can jump back to this and easily go, oh yeah, I know how I'm going to do geography this year. I've got it in my program. But second to that, you really want to prove to the authorized person who's coming to your home that you are following the syllabus for your state. That's the requirements for each subject, what a kid needs to learn for that specific age group. Now, this can feel really overwhelming to parents, and that's why I wanted to give this framework so that you can copy and paste for each subject what is needed for those outcomes, and then write a few basic dot points of what you're going to do throughout the year. Let me take it through with you. So we firstly have our title here, curriculum with connection to New South Wales, so New South Wales syllabus. I would write my stage, let's say 6, and year 7, I don't know what the stages and years connect with in the old years, and then I've got it broken down by subject. So I've got English here. I write outcomes to be achieved over, right now it's 2025, so that's what you'd write. Then you literally copy and paste the outcome. So you would, for me in New South Wales, I go to the NESA website, I download the English syllabus for my certain child. Well, I download the whole thing and then look at my certain child's year. And then I would look at what outcomes are required for English and I would copy and paste them down here. I do the same for maths, the same for science, the same for all the subjects. Let me just show you science for a minute, because for New South Wales specifically, science is broken into units, and I think they do similar with history and maybe a few others. So you can either do it as just a big block like I did with English and all the outcomes literally in dot points down the page, or with science, I just personally liked, and I've got this explained here, to split it up into the different units within science. I write the outcomes for that and then I write a few ideas of how I'm going to achieve that. So again, this is editable. If you want it to be way more simple, you can delete these titles and just write all the outcomes themselves and then break things down. You can add titles, you can take away colors, you can put in pretty fonts, make it your own and make it feel really easy for you to connect with and feel confident with. When I do fill out this framework, it usually takes me an hour to an hour and a half, with obviously me being the creator, so I really know how it flows. Expect it to take maybe an hour or two your first time, but don't be intimidated, because when I came back to this and I had to do it for my next child, because I knew it so well and I'd already done that year previously, I got to just switch a few little things here and there to make it customizable for that child, and it took me half an hour to do pretty much the whole year. So when we do these things and practice them, obviously it gets easier. Now, let me explain to you, once you've put all your outcomes for each subject, I then have this little section that says these outcomes will be achieved by. And I have dot points of how I'm going to, in basic terms, attempt these outcomes. Now, for English and maths, for me, it's quite easy. I just buy curriculum for them, so I'm using the good and the beautiful for each. So I would write these outcomes will be achieved by the good and the beautiful language lessons too. But then I would also write a few dot points of how I'm going to kind of spur that on more or do it through life. So I'd also write audio stories or novels we'll read this year or books from the library, poetry we read, silly sentences we say in the car for learning literacy devices. So I would give a few examples there and then I move on. Honestly, some of the subjects have like 5 dot points. We don't need to be super complex, because so much is going to happen in the end through books and life experiences and things that pop up organically through the year. The point of this program is to have a few base anchoring points to go back to if you've not touched on the subject heaps, and also give your authorized person knowledge to see, wow, you're really putting in the effort. And something I've really found with all of my visits from the authorized person to get approved is that they barely read what I write. They barely read my record keeping, because they see through just even having this program that I'm switched on, that I'm attempting all of this and I've got the resources to back it up. And then they're just like, good, I don't even need to read what you write. I can see there's some outcomes. I can see there's a few ideas towards it. Good job. Let's keep going. They're very flexible. So here, for example, I've given an example of what you could do for living world. So you would copy and paste the outcomes for the New South Wales syllabus under the living world, under that age group, for that stage, sorry. And then you would do, this is achieved by. So for me, I did kind of project-based lessons for science, because that's what I really enjoy doing. You could, again, buy curriculum. You could just buy curriculum and say, I'm doing it through this organization or this book. But for me, I wanted to do more kind of authentic life learning. So I would put in like, we go into the bush and we find animals that are showing habitats, or we learn 5 things about the bush turkeys that are local, and so we do a big picture of a bush turkey and write lines off it and do a mind map about it. There's so many different ideas you can do. I find that my brain works quite easily looking at the basic outcomes and then just write like 3 or 4 ways that I'm going to do that in ways I know my children enjoy, like through art or through listening to a story about it, or doing a Google search and watching YouTube videos on that topic and then writing up how it all work. So you can choose what suits you. Again, you can buy something or you can write a few ideas of how you're going to bounce back to it. All right, let's go. History does a similar thing. You can write out your outcomes. For us, I remember for one of the years, it was all about family. So I just thought, well, what are some creative ways I could talk about family with my child? I could do a family tree. I could do little paper dolls and just each one is the family. Borrow some library books about family. Like, just thinking about your child and what they would enjoy in this subject. And I've had mums who have used this template tell me, not only do I feel more confident to teach the subjects now, not only is my head more wrapped around the concepts because you've helped me know how to just copy and paste the main things from the syllabus to read through and then have a little understanding on it, I also feel really excited to teach it, because having the basic outcomes here and then me thinking a few creative ideas show me how it's not all messy and confusing. It's not all big and educational schooly. I can do these things through life, especially in the earlier years, and then you need a few more resources as you go along. And I can do it in really fun and relaxed and interesting ways. And what you might find is you might write a few ideas on here, and then you get halfway through the year and you've realized you've accomplished it through other things that you can write down later, or your child's not interested in that and you think of new ideas that have just naturally come up in life. Like for geography, for example, we have so much learning of geography by simply having a world map up on the wall and having a globe. There's so many opportunities to go, where's that from? What country is that from? We did these free sheets of, it was called A Child Around the World. And Hazel, my daughter, would pick one of the countries, and then we would just do a little unit study. And it was super simple, but I would write that as one of the ideas. I would write having a world map as one of the ideas. I would write us listening to Spanish music. Like all the different things we do can really fulfill a lot of these outcomes. All right, I think this has helped you to understand the basic terms of how this program works. I really hope that this can be helpful for you. That is my biggest heart, to take away some of the biggest stressful things of school and give you helpful tips to be able to just smash this thing out of the water. As per always, please contact me and I'd love to chat further with you about this. In any way, in any form, I'd love to support you in this homeschooling journey. Alrighty, thanks for looking through the program template with me. Again, I just hope that it helps you. I really hope it does. Comment anything below. I'm sure you've got questions. Or, of course, email me if you want a further in-depth discussion about it, which is all in the description. I'll see you next week, mamas.